Hey kids, Roger at Wuthering Heights. Yeah, we picked up some decent amounts of snow across our northern Green Mountains, especially. Listen to some of these 3-day snowfall totals. And the 24-hour totals, not as impressive as I would have thought originally. However, we're looking at a total of 20 inches over the last 3 days at Smuggler's Notch. Jay Peak comes clocking in with 19 inches over the last 3 days. 7 inches new there, 4 inches new at Smuggler's Notch. Sugarbush has gotten into the act better than a foot, 13 inches in the last 3 days, about 3 inches new. And many of our local mountains along the Green Mountain spine have, the ski resorts have picked up a fair amount of snowfall. Bolton Valley also looking pretty healthy. 18 inches they've gotten in the last 3 days, 6 inches new. And it is continuing to snow. As you can see, a little bit of a band of northwest flow here, still producing snow showers and flurries across an area of northern Vermont. Skies have cleared across southern Vermont. We're going to see that clearing line begin to work into the region and more or less break up a lot of those clouds. All eyes are on a major storm for the middle Atlantic states. This will not affect New England, but with fresh powder on our local mountains, it'll make conditions pretty nice. If you want to get away from all the nastiness of southern New England, it'd be a great weekend to take advantage of all the new powder that has fallen across Vermont's Green Mountains. Okay, let's try to check the progression here and see how this evolves. Okay, this comes directly inflow from the Gulf of Mexico into some interior sections already supporting colder air. And this is quite a ways into the deep south. So 1005 millibar area of low pressure will then form and begin to move east-northeast. Note as it gets into parts of North Carolina, parts of Georgia, a lot of thunderstorm activity along coastal sections. Florida, you watch out. You could see some severe weather with this. This is going to be a situation where it's going to really bomb off of Cape Hatteras with a lot of Atlantic inflow. That'll be good snow conditions in these particular areas, and it's fairly impressive. We'll get to that in a second. You can see a lot of thunderstorm activity, very heavy precipitation amounts, and this continues to blow back. And this area is going to be unloaded on with some pretty amazing snowfall. This is definitely a historical storm. It'll probably live up to its hype, maybe, maybe not. Now, as it gets into southern New England, it's not going to be as big a deal as the still pretty healthy areas of low pressure here, pretty deep, and the pressure gradient pretty tight with some very strong northeast winds, certainly along coastal parts of New England. This also will occur with that high tide and a full moon, the full wolf moon, which occurs Saturday evening. Okay, this is how the progression of the storm begins to take place. You see this over the Smokies and really wrapping around. A lot of cold air in interior sections. Got to remember there's showers and thunderstorms to the south of this not showing up. This is total snow accumulation. So you can see these areas are already up over 16 inches in this particular area. Just watch this grow. This is pretty phenomenal stuff. Take a look at that. That's better than 28 inches. We're talking getting up close to 36 inches in some of these areas here. Now it will spread northeast and expand. We're talking about the areas of the hairiest areas of snow, and it's definitely a pretty significant snowstorm. Where? Back into West Virginia. The Blue Ridge is definitely ground zero, but that extends even into the Washington, D.C. metro area and certainly up the I-95 corridor. These areas are going to be at a standstill. It will affect the hubs for aviation as well. So if you're out and about, this will be definitely flying around is not going to be very pretty, I think, for this weekend. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.